Hey, if you're constantly getting frustrated by sales calls where people don't even remember to book in the calls, prospects are almost instantly trying to negotiate on price, and you're constantly getting these low quality leads that are booking calls that you know after 5 minutes of talking with them that they're never going to buy. I'm here to tell you that this is basically not going to change if you're not going to install systems like I'm going to show you in this video, because there's basically two parts of a process that you need to go through to make a lead go from low quality to high quality. And most agency owners and founders just focus on part one and they miss out on part two. And that's why no matter how hard you try to qualify the leads, the quality of them basically doesn't budge at all. Hey, I'm Matevz, I'm the CEO at Content Fueled, and we've helped over 50 agency owners grow on YouTube and grow with video marketing. Like, for example, Flowout, who with the help of YouTube landed clients like Stripe, ActiveCampaign, and even PayPal, or Isaac Perdomo, who has an accounting firm automation agency, who in the first few months of posting landed 4 clients, and he said those were the easiest calls he ever had with a potential client. And then there's also us. We grew a 6-figure agency, Content Fueled, from scratch with just the systems that I'm going to show you in this video. So this is why you should listen to me on this topic, and let's get into it. So this is why every lead comes in low quality. So as I said in the beginning, the low quality lead problem is a 2-part problem, and most agency owners just focus on part one, which is the qualification. So basically searching for leads that are going to fit a certain criteria like size of firm, budget to spend, revenue, or like some more, let's say, detailed criteria. For us, for example, it's having an optimized LinkedIn profile, being posting for a while and stuff like that. But the problem is a lead that's qualified most of the time isn't a high quality lead yet because they are cold. And the part two that most agency owners miss out on, and it's the reason why your cold email efforts, if you're doing cold email or cold outreach, isn't working, is warmness. So the lead that is qualified but cold is basically pretty similar as a non-qualified lead in terms of how likely they are to work with you, except if they're that 1% of the market that's in the buying cycle right now to buy your service. If they're not, most likely they're not going to buy, and they're going to get on a call and you're going to have the same experience that you already had 1,000 times over, where the person is kind of interested but doesn't really know how you would help them, and it's not the right timing and all that stuff you already know about. So how to fix that, how to fix part two, is we use the CCC framework for that. And this framework stands for Capture, Cultivate, and Convert. And it's based on a Google, I think it's like a 2015 Google study that figured out basically that in order for a customer to buy from you, they need to spend about 7 hours with you on 11 separate times in 4 different locations. And what this means in online terms is they need to spend 7 hours with you on 11 separate posts or emails or videos on 4 different platforms. Now, it's not a hard rule, but it gives us a benchmark of how much trust we need to build up before a person is ready to buy from us. So let's get into the first C, and this is capture. So in the capture part, you're basically dealing with these leads that maybe are qualified but are not warm yet. And the whole goal here in the capture part is just to get their attention and get them into your world. And the best content that you can use to do that is short form content. Short form content is easy to produce, it's easy to make, you can make a lot of it, and you can iterate fast, so you're starting to gain impressions and starting to draw people into your world. Now, the main KPI to measure here is just impressions and how much reach you're getting. Of course, short form content can also be nurturing and building trust on its own, but the main goal of it is just to attract people and start building up those 11 separate times that a person needs to find your posts. Now the problem with short form content is that even if you post like 800 posts, let's say in a span of 2 years, and if on average it takes about 30 seconds for a person to watch one of your posts, it's still gonna take like 2 years of following you for a person to build up the 7 hours needed in order to convert into a client for you, right? So we don't like in our content funnel, we don't stop at short form, but the short form is an entry point to our long form content, which stands on YouTube. Now, the reason why YouTube is so powerful for long form content is because of the way it is laid out. Because YouTube is not a social platform, it's actually a search engine. It's different to all of the other platforms. It's the second biggest search engine right behind Google. So for example, if you post a LinkedIn post, it's gonna get promoted for a day or two, and then it's slowly going to die off. But for example, on YouTube, when you post a YouTube video, that YouTube video can get a couple of views in the first few days, but then if it ranks, it's gonna still be gaining views even months or years down the line, and it's gonna stay in your library. And this library is where you build up the 7 hours of trust. Now let me just pick out this, because this happened to us a lot of times already. So my record for closing a lead that came inbound from our LinkedIn is 12 minutes, and it was for a 10K deal. And what happened there is a person came in, wasn't sure if they wanted to work with us, and saw our LinkedIn profile and watched a couple of our LinkedIn videos. But he wasn't satisfied yet. He didn't trust us yet enough to buy from us. But when he was looking up my profile, he saw that I have a YouTube channel. So he went to our YouTube channel and basically started watching one of the videos, and then watched the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And after about 4 or 5 videos watched, he booked a call. And that call was basically just, I watched a ton of your YouTube videos. I already know you can help me out. I basically just want to work with you. It took about 12 minutes to figure out the contract and the payment terms. And then we just start working together. And that's the main power of the YouTube library, because on LinkedIn, they're not gonna, like, how many times have you read a LinkedIn post that's 1 year old? Like, never. Or an Instagram post. You never scroll down these feeds. Whereas YouTube is made just exactly for that, for a person to go in and find the exact pain points that you talked about even a year ago that resonates with them, and watch those videos and go to the next one, the next one, to the next one, and build trust and build those 7 hours. So by doing these two things, so having a short form on a short form platform and long form on YouTube, we basically take the 7 hours and 11 separate times. Now the only thing missing is the 4 different locations, and we have one liability if we just use social and YouTube to basically grow our business. And that liability is if a person is inside our ecosystem, building trust is rising, watching content, but then something distracts them, and for some reason they stop watching our videos, they're just gonna be a lost, qualified, warm lead, which is really a shame, because they could have become a client and you could have helped them out. So the last step of the CCC framework is convert. So we have capture, we have cultivate, and now we have convert. And basically the point of the convert part is just to get the email from the lead. Now, how we do this is on every one of our YouTube videos, we have a couple of lead magnets and a book a call option. And in every YouTube video, we have a call to action to one of the lead magnets and a book a call link. And what happens is these leads that are building trust, that are watching us on YouTube and the short form platforms, they opt in, they get an email, and they get another one, and another one, and another one. And regardless of the algorithm, regardless of their internet behavior, they're gonna get our emails. These emails will have standalone value. They will be linking back to our YouTube videos. Say they will be reminding them that we exist. They will fall back. If they go out of our loop, let's say, of our YouTube loop, they're gonna get back in because we send them an email with the YouTube video. And with a full circle like that, we just have a much higher likelihood of getting a lead that's qualified and warm to actually convert than if we just left everything, all of our business growth, be dependent on the algorithm and the whims of these platforms on whether they want to give you reach or whether they don't want to give you reach, right? Now, one of the biggest problems when setting up this system is it's pretty complex. A lot of agency owners that have tried doing this on their own spend like 20 hours a week doing it, trying to create content, trying to set this whole system up, and it was just too much for them alongside running the business and everything else. So what we do is we basically distill this down into less than 3 hours a week for you. So all you need to do is get on one call a week with me or our account manager and press record for 1 hour, and that's it. And the last hour of these 3 is just going back and forth on edits, maybe some, which usually goes down too. So it's less than 3 hours a week. That's why it's not full 3 hours. And if you're interested in that, if you're a founder, an agency owner, and you want to set this up in less than 3 hours per week, book a call below so we go through your specific business and we see how YouTube and this system could fit into it. Or if you don't want to book a call yet, if you don't trust us yet enough, we also have a free scorecard in the description that's going to show you exactly how to use YouTube for your specific agency. You're going to have a couple questions that you fill out, and at the end you're going to get personalized results and a free training on how to grow on YouTube, how to use it for your agency. So if you want it, just use the link below and get it. Now, even if you know how all this system works and how to set it up high level, the main problem is when you start creating YouTube videos, when you start to actually do the work, it gets pretty hard, pretty fast, and you don't actually know what you need to do as the next step. So in the next video here, I'm gonna show you exactly how to set up a production system that's gonna allow you to produce these videos in less than 3 hours per week yourself, if you wanna do it yourself. So click here if you wanna see it, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Thanks, bye.